Relationship tips. First and foremost, let us destroy that impulse that tells us that we're better off by ourselves. That we don't need anyone else. That we ought to be isolated and single in every endeavor and effort. Let us destroy that fib that tells us we do not need individuals to be in agreement with us, individuals that are to understand us. We do not need anyone to love us. The devil is a liar. We all need someone who is going to flow with us in understanding, that's going to be a stimulation onto our mind. We all need and individuals who are going to capture the level and depth of who we are, not in its entirety, but we all need that connection. We need individuals who's going to lend a helping hand onto us. We always need individuals that's going to help us to be actualized to our potential. We all need individuals to water, to till, to plant in our fields with us. We need laborers who understand what we're going through, where we're coming from, and where we're going. God has created us as individuals of reciprocity. We have been created to give and to receive. You are not an island by yourself. God created us to be in a community, to enjoy communion, and to connect with those like-minded individuals. And so in relationship, there are lines of demarcation, there are lines of restriction, there are lines in which we need the spirit of discernment. We need to know how to decipher between and betwixt, how to separate. We need to understand how much, the measure of how much we are to allow people in, and how, to what extent to keep them out. We all need to understand that there are rules governing every relationship. And so the devil is a liar to say that we do not need people to love us, and we do not need people to hear us. We all need someone to lend an ear unto us, to listen to us, and not necessarily insert their opinions and or advices, but we need individuals alongside. And so in relationships, there are confidants, companions, and then there are associates and affiliates. There are those individuals that are called companions and confidantes that are there with you forever. They're not seasonal folks. They are not individuals that are there when the seasons are best suited for them, but they are there when you are in your deepest, darkest, the depths of the valley. And then they are there when you are in the highest, the apex, the place that you are now experiencing the lusciousness of life. They are there when you are in your mountain places. They are there in your valley, and then they are there with you on the mountaintops. Your associates, affiliates, they're there when it benefits them. They're there seasonally. There are those individuals that come in your life and exit. They come to bring gifts when the gifts will now allow them or set them up to receive gifts. They're there when you're eating meals and the crumbs are falling from your table, in hopes that they will sweep up the crumbs and they will use that crumbs to build themselves a bread. Your confidants are there even when the storms come and the hottest season when the sun is sweltering and the heat of the day have now exceeded that of normal degree, and they're there when the rain has now poured so much that you are now having floods in your life, and the doors that have blocked off the floods are now knocked down. They're there when your materials and your resources have weathered away and been washed away, and when you've exhausted all your funds, they are there. The associates come only when you are in the most luxurious phases of your life, when they see that you're about to embark on a great journey. They're there when you're on the brink of a discovery that may grant you great success, when the vastness of your potential have been enlarged and heightened. They're there smelling that fragrance of money. They're smelling that there's favor on your life, and they want to be connected to you because you're contagiously blessed. They're there when people are talking good things about you, but turn and leave and jump, and somehow they're able to dodge the things that are coming to hit you, the bullets that are coming from the enemy. They're able to matrix their way out of it and reload themselves in a process or in a place that they are now able to take from you and leave. Your confidants are there, pushing into your success, sowing into your ministry, into the depths and the works of your life, not just within the assembly, not just within the marketplace, not just in the business, not just in the orientation that gives you great benefits, but they're there even when you're in the stages when it seems like you don't have it all together, when your plan is so simple. They're there when your song is just a note. They're there when your sneaker was a Shaq, not a Jordan. They're there when your pants has holes. They're there when your money was funny. They're there when people look down on you, when you're in that dirt, when you're in that lowest part of your life. They're there. But that associate, that affiliate, they're only there when the orientation connects with them, and when there's a flow, a channel that's moving throughout their lands. They're there only when the Nile connects to their lowly streams. They're there only and they become a constituent with you. They know that there's some type of pattern, there's some type of thing that is going to connect with them, and that they're going to receive something. That confidence rejoices with you and empathize with you when you're hurting. That associates, when they notice that the benefits are not coming onto their lands, they become one that seems to not rejoice with you. There's a disconnect in the flow of information. You notice that they now find a way in which your joy becomes diminished. Your high expression of mirth and bliss has now regressed. there has become this heaviness over it, in which you now feel like you have to come back into grips and terms that, okay, yes, maybe I shouldn't be as joyous as I was when I brought this to you. Maybe I need to relax. It's a blessing, but they start to create, without you even knowing, unconsciously, ways in which you now start to feel like maybe this isn't as big as I thought it was. Maybe it was going to happen anyway. Maybe I was entitled to it. They create this false way of feeling when God has called you to rejoice in the fact that God has blessed you, because glory is going unto God. That associate seems to sit as that covering over your food to block the aroma, to block that spread of joy. That associate becomes grotesque, because now you have entered into this place that you're walking in, the large and wealthy place that God has called you into. And because you did not pull them with you in that door fully, because they're standing there and seeing you in that room of resources, it dampens their spirit just a little bit. That associate is mad because you've moved forward, because you are now in a different relationship, because you have now created a Lenten network. Your nepotism is growing, your favor is now growing, and that person is seeing afar off how God is moving. That associate and or affiliate cannot quite, even when they try harder, it just seems like something is blocking and hitting. Seems like they're hitting the roof, and it seems like as they try to run with you and run into that path of joy with you, it seems like they just keep stumbling over the fact that they can't quite enjoy it with you, because they're not quite in that place that they think they ought to be with you. That's an associate and affiliate. That confidant is there with you whether or not there has been a slight separation in a relationship, whether or not there is distance, geographic distance, and all these different things do not stop that confidant for wanting the best in you, for desiring the best for you. That confidant is still afar off, smiling in their heart. That associate becomes pretentious, and the smile is a little harder for them to put on their face. They have to wear a mask. They have to put on makeup in order for them to look as though the countenance is there for you. That confident companion helps you, actualizes with you, and walks alongside with you until you reach to that destiny and purpose. That cultivation and the process is there. The person understands that it's not about what I want, my projection, but it's about what you truly need. I want what's best for you. I want the will of God to be established in your life. But that associate and or that affiliate is just there afar off, because they're not where they want to be in your life. They're not with you the way they feel they ought to be with you. They feel like they lost out on something, that they're missing out on something. So therefore there's some type of disconnect. They're not content in what is happening with you. They really and truly are not happy in their hearts. There's a blockage for them and for you, in that they when they see that you are in this place of mirth, this place of jubilant, this place of jovial, this place of jocundity, this place of jollity, they seem like, I just don't know, but I just have to ignore them. But at the same point, they can't quite ignore you because they want to see where you are. It's something that just keeps pulling them to observe and to put out satellites on you to see where you are, see who you're dating, see what job you're having, to see how you're doing educationally, to see how you're doing socially. But yet, they can't be happy with seeing the results of what God has brought you. They can't revel in the fact that they were there for a season and they had something to do with you, but they just want the glory for themselves. They want to fill their stomachs with, I was there too. I could have been with that person. I could have pushed them even further. Matter of fact, if it had not been for me, they probably wouldn't have been where they are. But the confident companion doesn't think like that. That individual wants to see, what can I do to help? If it's distance, then let it be distance. If it's prayer, let it be prayer. If it's for me to understand that it wasn't for me to take them there, let it be. If it was for me to just see them cross the river but not cross with them, let it be. But how can I be an asset? How can I add production to this person that I truly love and understand? An associate and affiliate holds on to those things that could have been and hold on to what they have discovered in your past, and they try to put that in the corners of their mind, but not as a hiding place, but at the corner of their mind, to fool themselves into thinking, I'm truly there for that person. But it being in the corner of the mind means that at any given moment, that person, that associate and or affiliate, could pull it back to the primal thoughts and use that for their satisfaction, to say, yeah, that person seems like this and that, but I know what they've done. I know their deepest secret. I know their past. And they use these things that are in the corridors of the mind as a way of satisfying themselves. They're narcissistic and don't even know it. Gorging on themselves, gorging on the fact that they have certain things on you. Therefore, even though it seems like you're swimming across that river, even though it seems like the glory, that cloud of witnesses with you, I know your morning seas. I know that you had to put on sackcloth for this and that. I know when you had on ashes. I know when you stumble and almost. I know the weakest parts of your life. I know. But a confidant says, I understand. Though I know, but I understand where God is taking you. I understand your vast potential. I understand your purpose. I understand how to propel you to that place rather than to project these things on you. Know your relationships. Know the roles, know the placement of those in your life. Whether they may be your family, your friends, your organizational buddies, whether they may be your neighbors, your roommates, whether they may be your lover, your significant other, your spouse. Understand the placement and the roles within the relationships. That comes through discernment. I'd rather have 4 quarters in my life than 100 pennies. I'd rather have 4 friends than 100 pennies. Be blessed.